Ryan Murphy, NCAA champion, new American record holder in the 200 backstroke, and the NCAA swimmer of the meet. Ryan, let's not go back to the race yet. First, when they were announcing swimmer of the meet, did you think that you were going to win it?
I thought I had a chance. I mean, I've had a great weekend, so I thought there was a chance, but I mean, a lot of people swam really great, so it's an honor to have received that, and I'm flattered with whoever votes. I don't even know who votes, but thanks to everyone.
Back to the 200 backstroke. Going into that race, obviously you had a shot at that American record, but Ryan Lochte's American record, that's always got to be a little bit intimidating. Did that kind of phase you at all, or were you just like, you know what, I'm going to go best time, and if I end up getting that record, awesome?
No, I mean, I'm not a guy who's all about records. I think going in, I was just more focusing on a race strategy and just trying to do the little things right, and luckily for me, that ended up in an American record, which I was clearly pumped about. So no, I wasn't intimidated by the time. I'm more just, I gotta focus on what leads to the time instead of the end result.
Race strategy looked like attack from start to finish. What was your race strategy?
So going in, I thought, since my 100 was so good, I thought I had a lot of easy speed. So the first 75, I was just trying to go easy speed, and then I was trying to pick up my tempo from the 75 to the 100, and then I upped my number of underwater kicks on the 125 wall, and then just whatever I had left, the last 50.
Was that a perfect race for you? Did it go according to plan? Do you think there's still more?
It definitely wasn't a perfect race. I think Dave came up to me when I was warming down, and he told me like 5 different things that I could have done better, and the only thing I remember is I was kind of choppy when I started to get tired. But I mean, I'll watch a race video eventually, and then see what I can improve on.
So speaking of that, Dave commented earlier that you're a guy who's very dedicated to your art. You watch a lot of race video. You're very disciplined, whether it's health, training, diet, lifestyle. Is that kind of how you see yourself, or is it just kind of like that's a day in the life?
Yeah, I mean, swimming's a brutal sport. Like, you could do everything right in the pool. You can go there every day, work your butt off, and then not get the result you want. And I think that happened to me a little bit in high school. I mean, there were just some times where I wasn't satisfied with how I was doing. And now, especially now that I'm getting older, I mean, time drops just aren't going to come as easy. So any little advantage I can find, whether it be something like technical in the pool or something as simple as just not eating ice cream at night, I feel like I'm pretty dedicated in that sense. So I think the sacrifices are worth it when you have a meet like this.
And how nice is it to be around guys who kind of feel the same way about it too?
Oh, that's huge. That's probably the main reason I chose Cal, because there's just everyone is so serious about swimming. Actually, serious isn't the right word. I'd say everyone's very dedicated to swimming, because we definitely have a lot of fun when we're at practice. Like, it's not like a super rah-rah, get in each other's face type atmosphere. It's kind of like, wow, that guy is kicking butt over there. Like, good job. We're always cracking jokes at each other. But it is huge when you have a roommate. I live with Seth. I'll give an example. That guy does all the right things. Eats right, gets a lot of sleep, just does the little things right, and to have a guy like that on your team is it's really inspiring.
So 41-1, sprinter now?
Yeah, I mean, if the schedule at NC's was different, I'd be swimming the 100 free.
As your third event?
Yeah, I think it's my third best event. It just doesn't work out. I mean, I would get 10 minutes in between, so I know 100 free is a really good event for me, and I've known that for a while. So it's good that I was able to split that, just being tough at the end of the meet.
Diving in the water, did you think you had a chance to catch up, get third there?
I wasn't thinking too much, honestly.
All adrenaline at that point?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, all adrenaline. So I dove in, and I was like, all right, well, these guys are pretty far ahead, so I might as well just swim as hard as I can to maybe get a draft to pull me in. So I just went for it.
Looking ahead to this summer, you're going to be swimming the 200 backstroke in Russia at the World Championships. What's going to change between now and then training-wise as you kind of gear in on that race a little bit longer than the short course version of the 200 back?
That's a good question. I'll kind of leave that up to Dave and Yuri. They see a lot of things that I can't see, just because of the amount of emotion I have in my own swimming. It's kind of hard to look at myself and be like, I'm doing these things wrong and I'm doing these things really well. So they have a better idea of that, and they obviously have had a great track record of having guys continue to improve. But I feel like I'm on a good track, and then I'll watch some video to see if there's anything I could change with my stroke, and then continue to work hard.
Better short or long course?
That's a good question. I like racing long course better, because you can fake short course. I mean, anyone could go 15 meters underwater pretty fast. So I like the long course aspect, and that it really shows who's really improving. And when you make those improvements, there's bigger time drops. So I'm excited for the long course season to come around and to start racing.
What improvements do you, if you could say about yourself, like, oh, I should be looking at this, you say you work on your stroke, is there anything that you see outstanding at this point that you would like to do better, or is it just more like overall, whatever I can do?
I think I could still continue to improve on my underwaters. And then I always kind of struggle with my breakouts. They're not always very smooth. I kind of just sometimes I just rock it up and just lose a little bit of momentum. So I'd say, just off the top of my head, those are two.
You blew the 200 back race open though with your turn, and you left the competition behind in that third 50. You went from about a half-second lead to more than a second and a half through that, and then powered your way home. Did that turn feel any better than any of the others?
I touched on it earlier. I think I went from 6 kicks to 8 kicks on my 125 wall. So that was a turn before the race where I was like, all right, I'm going to try to dust people off this turn. So that was my
mission
plan
accomplished, by the way.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Congratulations.
Thanks,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Well done.